Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yay. We're back.
We are back. The first live show of 2026.
Yeah.
And I'm so honored to be doing it with you.
Oh, thanks, honey. I'm so excited to be here with you.
How are you? How was your New Year's?
Really, really good. I went to a Irish pub with a big group of my friends, and we've done this for years. I'm not there every year, but they have a 6 o'clock because it's a 6-hour time difference. So you have Irish New Year at 6 p.m.
I love that.
Right, and they've got the person that comes in with the bagpipes and champagne and Rubens. What else do you want?
Oh, that's all I need, right?
Yeah. So it was lovely.
Oh, how nice!
You? How was yours?
Ours was quiet in the beginning, and then Tatum had to work, and so he got to the house around 10:30, and then Landon and Anna came around 10, and then we played games. But yesterday was so nice. I had a dear friend from Minnesota. She had sent me a beautiful box from Williams Sonoma frozen croissants and the dough. And so before I went to bed on New Year's Eve, I put them on a sheet pan to let them rise. And then yesterday morning, I popped them in the oven and we had fresh croissants. And then she had sent some jam too. That was, so it was a beautiful way to start the new year.
Right.
But yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. There's nothing better than fresh, warm croissants, unless you put butter on them.
No, because there's not enough butter in it already, right? It's like, oh my gosh.
Oxymoron, right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, Paul is in the house. Happy New Year, Paul. Thank you for being here. And Annie Bear says she is swooshing through. She has an appointment with Nancy Jean right now. I hope that is going good.
I love it, Annie Bear. Have fun, Nancy Jean. That's great.
That'll be good. And right. Isabel, hello. Happy year of the horse. I'm ready for new energies. High five to that, Isabel. Mm-hmm. And Barbara is here. Happy New Year. Hi, Kelly and Teri.
Hi, Barbara.
Chat. And Barbara Berkman is here. Hello, Happy New Year.
Hey, Barbara B.
Thank you so much for being here. And Debbie is in the house. Hello.
Hey, Deb. How are you?
And Teresa Ford. Hello, Happy New Year.
Oh, hi, Teresa.
Teresa from another Teresa.
Right. Then we got 3 Teresas in the house today. That's great.
I love it. And Michelle, hello. Get through. Wise Lightkeeper, hello. Happy New Year. Yeah. Lisa, hello. Happy New Year. And Suzanne, hello.
Hi,
dear Kelly, Teri, and community. I'm sending love and hugs to you all, and love and hugs back.
Yeah.
Love and hugs. That's all we need, right? Oh, yes. And Teresa, hello. There's a third Teresa. I'm getting caught up. Donna, hello. Thanks, you guys, for being here. And Fatima, beautiful Fatima is here.
Oh, blessings, Fatima.
From Canada. And healing readings by Donna Marie. Hello, Donna. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Hi. Hello. Happy New Year.
Oh, hi, Sky. I had Anya. Sky. Hi, Anya.
Wow. And Stefan.
Hi,
hello. Stefan. Happy New Year. Angel, hello.
Wow, that's a powerful pick.
Isn't it?
Yeah, love that.
It is beautiful.
Well, of course it is, because it's Angel.
And Tyler thinks so too.
Yeah.
Mo,
Oh,
hello.
hey, Mo.
And
I like them saying hi too.
yeah, exactly. Happy New Year, Tyler. So Teri and I are going to we're going to go over some New Year's predictions. Crystal, hello. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. We are going to go over some of our New Year predictions, and then we're going to do this again next Friday, and we're going to do fun New Year's predictions next Friday. And today we're just going to go over. Teri's got some predictions. I've did my prediction show, and so I have some of those that I'll be going over, but I also have gotten some new hits, and so we'll be going over those. And then what we thought maybe towards the end of the show, if anyone would like a quick New Year's reading, we will do that. And then we'll end the show pulling a card for 2026 for everybody.
Nice.
It's kind of the plan. Linda, hello. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I love that, Linda. Right? Yeah. We've got this.
We got it.
Might take a hot minute, but we've got it.
So Teri, you get us started. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are you getting? You know, insight, predictions. What?
So I did some more spiritual predictions of what we'd be feeling as a community, and there's like a silence that's going to be coming in that we're going to kind of be watching what happens, because you guys are already aware that there's chaos around us, right? Things blowing up, things exploding, things and they're just kind of giving me that to watch for that. But also that earth changes, and something's going to happen in 3 to 4 months. I don't know what it is yet, but I was given readings actually on New Year's Eve to my friends, and it was like at a party. And so instead of bringing a dish, I brought my cards, and everybody had this thing 3 or 4 weeks. So just watch for that to happen. Watch for your clairs to come on. I know a lot of you are already so gifted. Watch for more gifts to be awakened, because you've already got them inside of you. And you're going to notice it's interesting because it comes in with our senses too. You know, we think we have 5 senses. We think we have 5 clairs, but you've got thousands of senses and thousands of clairs. So scientists even say we've got, hundreds of senses. So it's really going to be a big change. I see a lot of women stuff and men that are in touch with their feminine energy really making the news. And by that, I see that a lot of billionaires, women like what's her name, Mackenzie?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like her, how she's one of the nucleus of this group, but it's going to be like a Davos where all the billion and trillionaires meet, but it's going to be for the good of all. So it's going to be different, and it's really going to be brought in with those women. So 2026. So 1 year. So things are going to go really fast these first few months, and a lot of us are getting sick right now, and there's a reason for that. I believe it's so that we kind of settle in. We don't get too involved in everything out there, and we take care of ourselves, because you guys have been rocking it for years, shining your light. So, right, love and laughter, perfect, Denise. Yes. So lots of that coming in, and with that, it's going to be funny things like, floral upholstery and floral curtains, and like the grandma thing is back in, but it's in a new nuance that's going to be really beautiful. Time warp. Everybody's going to be jumping timelines. And like yesterday was the first time I've ever been late to a meditation. And it was like, I didn't even realize what time it was or that I was doing it. I was totally in a different timeline.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I looked at the clock and it said 8 o'clock. And I said, that means something.
Yeah, right.
And I figured out what it meant. Oh my God. Though just bought a beautiful grandma bucket chair. Love the print, right? So so the timeline's going to be really weird. Lots of water.
Yes.
Water's coming in all over the place. Frozen water, ice water. And I even see this year rivers changing their course. Like it's going to be so much water that, and I don't know if that's going to be caused by an earthquake or what, but it's just going to be unusual. Quantum travel in the news as well. And it's also going to be a stage where with AI, it's like the ball has gotten rolling, that there are so much reverse aging products that are coming on where we can literally reverse, some things that have already happened, like whether it be lines on your face or perhaps chest pains or something. And this is all entertainment only, but I really see it coming in, and not just that, reversing Alzheimer's, reversing dementia, reversing all sorts of different things. So it's going to be amazing. I see our good friend Elon in the news. And listen, we've all been watching him for a while, right? Because you can't not watch him. He's one of the richest. He might still be the richest man in the world, but
I think so.
yeah. So he's gonna get something. I think he's gonna do something good again. Like he's got this space program that he's doing, but he's also got this tunneling program. Well, tunneling, you know where that goes to? That goes to inner Earth, and inner Earth is always been filled with and you guys that are in meditation tribe, going into inner Earth with meditation and going to that zero dimension and how powerful it is, and the healing waters. And there are cities, there are like a universe down there, star people, and the Lyrans are down there, the Atlanteans, all sorts of people are down there. So so we're kind of buzzing from inner Earth and the star people, and we're the in between. And there's that veil that we talk about, but that veil's going to be going off. It's going to be lifting off. So you're going to be able to see yourselves walking between the veils. and whether that's being called to inner Earth or being called to outer Earth. Or the star people. Wildflower says, I'm 65 and very concerned about getting Alzheimer's and using up all my money to be taken care of. Right? Yeah, Wildflower. I lots of love to you. So my brother has early onset Alzheimer's, and he's in his 50s. And they have lots of new things that have come out, but I do see them reversing it. Currency is going to be really interesting. This year, we're going to see a change in currency with something about the USD. It might be 2027, but within the next year or two, we'll see a change, and there'll be a digital currency. And then I think probably by 2030, it might still be based on the USD, but by 2030, I see us going into an interesting thing where there's going to be certain sections of the United States that have different values and different communities. And so it's going to be, the Fed won't be taking care of us like they did, like a parent. The Fed's just going to be like an uncle or an aunt. Yeah. and we're going to be in like, it's already happening, like California, Oregon, Washington, and Vancouver are already doing things together. So I feel like it's going to be something like this where we see that. So we're going to need a way to have that global currency. So I do see the global currency coming in, but lots of good stuff coming in. So also little things about our senses like touch and the quantum touch. So the quantum science is just going to be off the rocket. Flying's going to come in. and that might be 2027. And then also, um, you know, the robots, the robotics, and we're scared of it because a lot of us have had lifetimes where AI has done something. Atlanteans messed up with it. Egyptians had it. They messed up with it. So it's kind of scary for some of us, but I do believe that this is the time that we get it right. Did I talk too much?
Never, ever, ever, ever. I could just sit and listen and listen and listen. And I agree. I agree with all of that. And I do see the value of the dollar, really, I shouldn't say really, but I see it decreasing.
Yeah.
It's just going to kind of keep decreasing. And then, then eventually, like you said, I do see us then going to digital.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know which coin it's going to be, or if there is a coin right now in service that it will be. And I do feel like it's going to be more of a blockchain, but hey, Barb says, does anyone see a shift last night that did not register on the Schumann? Was it quantum? Yep. Quantum waves every day, girlfriend.
Yep.
Boom, coming in.
Yeah. And I really think that the extraterrestrial, I do think we are going to encounter more. There's going to be more sightings.
Oh, yeah.
And if I really feel like if you feel a connection to the star people and whatnot, that you will, all you have to do is really say, you know what, I need to see you. I personally feel like they are almost like angels too, that they come in to protect, to help, to heal. It's just another, we have our angels, we have our guides, we have our star family. And I had gotten a hit when I was working on my predictions that this kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. They said that we have crystal guides.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In crystalline bodies, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And crystalline cities within the earth as well, and off earth. So this, we've always had this connotation that inner earth is different than the star people, but they travel to and from, and they have galactic meetings, council meetings in inner earth and off planet. So it's, and there are many humans that are in that, many governments, many religions even that know about this. So there's going to be a tweak that's going to happen that we already know about scalar energy. Tesla developed it, and it's free energy. And we had a guy on the show a few years ago that was doing it too. Anyway, but there are power banks within the earth, and we will have free energy. Mm-hmm. And we already know about it. But if they were to bring it on board right now, it would ruin economies because so many economies are set up for this.
Yeah.
So
I see that too, 100%. Are you getting any hits? I keep feeling like, and I need to pin it down more, and I will, but I do really feel like at some point this year that there is going to be a cyber attack, and I really feel like globally it's going to be a attack on our internet. It's that I feel like it's gonna crash. Are you getting any hits on that?
Yeah, I have been for a while, and I feel like we're all being drawn to. I mean, we all have these beautiful communities here online, but if you're able to make a community at home as well, and the physical, so whether that's like I've started doing a lot of things at a yoga studio near me. and doing workshops and teaching and guided meditations there. So, it doesn't have to be a lot. And if you can't, it's okay. You've got, everybody here. So everybody's in spirit and quantum theory. So,
Yeah.
hey, we can be there with you. But if you can develop some community in person, because I do feel like we'll need that. Yeah. And I still have a little bit left over from the pandemic, a little bit of food set by, not a lot, but a little.
And really to maybe even be aware of making sure that your stuff is backed up would be a really good, a good thing to, to have your computers backed up and have your financial records, backed up, or have them in paper form, so you have records of that.
They're showing me, they're just showing me right now while you're talking.
Yeah.
They're coming in a back door to do the hit. So they'll be coming in through a back door, and it has something to do with Elon. I don't know if it has to do with Doge or one of the people that was involved in Doge, but or he might be the one that stops it. But he might bring in Doge to stop it, is kind of what they're telling me, because I know he's really connected. Maybe not connected in a great way sometimes, but you can't doubt that he is connected. And so, yeah, somebody's coming in a back door.
Yeah. I feel it. I feel it too.
Yeah.
Weather events. Are you getting hits on? I feel like this year. Well, you did mention the water. And that was a prediction last year too. I think both of us were like, it's going to be a major water year. And I'm getting the same, that there's going to be major flooding again, and earthquakes. I feel like there's going to be more earthquakes this year than there was last year, and tornadoes, volcanic. Are you picking up on volcanic activity?
Yeah, lots of volcanic activity. It's going to be interesting. I feel like for the most part, there's not going to be a huge loss of life due to these weather events. But there'll be some pockets that is extreme. And it might be a tsunami. But something coming in. And there's also going to be, hitting LA. You know what? LA is going to get a lot of little ones, Crystal, I feel like. And it always gets a lot of little ones, right? There's always a little rumble going on. And they say those little ones are actually keep the big ones from coming.
Good.
Yeah. So, so when we go in and do meditations and go into inner earth, when we go to the tectonic plates, we always give it pink light. And I feel like kind of ride the wave. And see what you feel, Crystal, but I don't see a huge thing that's going to happen there that's going to hurt people.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't see a major one, but I do have that California will have more earthquakes this year. And along with the West Coast, Alaska, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
They're going to get hit a little bigger.
Yeah.
So Japan, the East, Bali, Indonesia, India might even get a piece of that action, and probably some typhoons.
Yeah.
So.
And I picked up that we have a new way of a different, I'm picking up that they're creating a different device for us to communicate, something different from our computers and our phones. I get that it's going to be, I get that it's going to blow our minds, that it's going to be how we communicate, and it's going to be an easier way. And I've been hearing Shanghai. And so I do think that we need to keep our eyes on Shanghai. And I know they're so much more advanced than us. So I don't know if if the U.S. is looking to Shanghai for their new technology and things, their things coming out. But I do get that to keep our eyes and ears open on Shanghai. And I was telling Teri before when we were backstage this morning, I kept hearing Exxon. And so that is something I think we're going to need to keep our eyes and ears on for 2026. And hopefully it isn't another oil spill, but and why Exxon just kept, you just never know what you're going to get. And that's what I was hearing this morning.
Yeah. When you were talking about that, the new way of communicating, I kept hearing conference, not conference, but conference. And I looked it up, and it says it's a formal gathering or meeting where people with shared interests, often from a specific industry or profession, come together to discuss ideas, share knowledge. So I do get that it's going to be like problem solving and professional development. It might be something that we bring in worldwide, but I also, they were also showing me AI and telepathy at the same time, which, other planets, other dimensions, and probably us in another lifetime right now that we're having, we use AI with telepathy. We don't need the computer. So,
right.
Yeah. So that would make a lot of sense.
It would.
But I think there's going to be a group that comes together. Maybe it's these women and like-minded men.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of it. Wow.
And I really feel at some point we will, going to the store, we won't need to bring a purse or any identification or anything. We'll just we'll walk in and be able to walk out because everything will be scanned, and we won't need a credit card. It'll all be done either with like our eyes, facial recognition, our hands, but we won't need any form of payment in the future.
Yeah. Our Whole Foods, you can already scan your hand.
You can.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. Not yet. I don't trust them yet.
Yeah. Well, Paul mentioned, hello ladies, just to let you know that new flying cars are coming out and the price is $300,000. Just made room for two. I believe more will be coming soon. Yeah, I think, well, both of us predicted this last year, and that this was coming out. And so I didn't predict it this year just because I had predicted it last year. But I know I have shared that I see flying cars almost like pods, and I know I've mentioned it to you, like almost like almost like that TikTok UFO image that you see. I see those as a way that we're gonna be able to fly around, and that it can expand. So there could be room for like one person, or it can expand out for more people. And now, just saying that, now when it would expand out, then you would have more of a UFO shape, wouldn't you?
Like an orb.
Yeah.
That's the orb. Yeah. It's going to be a primitive orb.
Mm-hmm.
And sooner or later we won't, as our light grows and we switch dimensions, we won't need the physical, mechanical piece. We'll just be able to use it with crystalline light.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody was talking about being chipped. I think it was Donna asking about that. And I don't see it as a chip. I see it as a body scan. And they're already scanning our eyes too when we go through, when we come into the country and leave the country. So you don't really even need your passport so much anymore. So no, I think they're still using it, but pretty soon we won't. Yeah.
And even going to Minnesota a few weeks ago, I mean, they take your picture, and all I kept thinking, are they doing an eye scan? When they, because they took in security, they took the picture.
Yeah. Right. It's so weird. Yeah. It's, I think about my dad, because my dad, I think he was born in 1920. So he saw, the cars coming in and jalopies and all this stuff, and he saw banking change, and he was on top of it. Like, he did not fight it, and I'm like, wow. I mean, he'd just be having a blast right now. Like, he invested in Apple way back in the day, and he also, like, was one of the first people with a computer that I knew. So, and even when he was retired, he would go take courses on
That's
computers.
amazing.
Yeah, but what we're going to go through, and he's just affirming this right now. What we're going to go through in this lifetime of the changes is going to be mind-boggling comparatively.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be zoom, 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 and we're going to look back. If you guys remember, like the pandemic, and during the pandemic, I would look at a movie and I'd see somebody coming in and hugging somebody and kissing somebody in a restaurant. I'm like, well, that's never going to happen again. So,
Right. I remember thinking that too.
yeah, I thought, no way that's ever going to happen. But now it's like we look back to what happened during the pandemic and how different it is now. We're going to look back it's going to be like quadruple.
Yes.
Yeah, multiply that by, I don't know, infinity, and what it's going to look like when we look back in 2 years.
It's going to blow our mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we're just going to be on a trajectory that's going to keep going. But we're just going to be riding that trajectory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denise is taking computer classes. Yeah.
Oh,
And pretty soon they're going to look so different, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love it that you're doing it.
Yeah, I do too. Because knowledge is power, right?
Yeah. It is. It is. And it's really easy to be fearful about the new stuff. Like, I mean, I still have a checkbook and I write about 2 checks a year, but some people, that's what they want. So that's okay. Yeah.
It's whatever, what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Avalanches. I've been seeing a lot of avalanches.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
It is avalanches.
Avalanches.
And I got the Rocky Mountains, and so I really feel like it. For me to hear it, I feel like is almost like a warning. Where, if a person lives in an area where that can happen, just not to be in a state of fear, but just, that whole knowledge is power, right? That just to be aware that I do feel like there's going to be more avalanches this year.
Yeah. I hear sirens being activated. Do you hear that? Like when it happens?
Yes.
Like, it's going to be some sort of and we're going to get better and better at that too. Because they've already got tsunami warnings, but that's going to get better and better too. I saw something happening in the desert too. In Africa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I see a major earthquake happening in. I literally saw the land like splitting, and that being in a really desert area.
Yeah.
Because it was sand, and and so I don't know exactly where, but they showed me, and the land was split apart.
I do too. I feel like it's the Middle East that it's happening, but I also feel like something very similar is happening to split Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And India is going to be a powerhouse. India is coming into its power. So many people live there, and their middle class is just growing and growing and growing. And it's going to be an amazing thing that they're going to go through. So India is going to be huge. And I kind of feel for the Russians. I feel like the Russians are going to take some time after they have a regime change, and they'll be helped by people. They'll be helped by people like these female billionaires and whatnot to regroup. But yeah.
And so you're picking up on regime change. I need to take a swig. Change. I think I've had too much coffee today.
No, it is a hard word to say. Regimes and avalanches. Say those 10 times.
Avalanches. But I see them exiting, and I do feel like there could be some passing of world leaders.
Yeah. It's something happens with somebody's throat. So I don't predict death or especially a violence, but something happens with somebody's throat.
Do you see anything major happening as far as the stock markets this year?
Yeah, we're going to go through a big shift. It's not going to be like what we thought it was. Right, Rita, people get really scared about AI taking the jobs away, and there is going to be a transition there.
There is,
but it's going to be for the better in the long run, and I don't think it's going to take that long to catch up. Because at the same time, I believe that's when the galactics come in, and things change. Like we're going to be looking at. The government always knew about the galactics and the inner Earth people. Like they're in inner Earth too, doing, their troops are moving through inner Earth. So, so the things that they already knew about, and the banking, and that's one of the reasons why the banking is going to change so much, is that there is going to be money for everybody. Like somehow we're going to get through that. And it's going to be like a standard of living.
Yes.
And it might take the galactics coming in to help us, to show us how everybody on the planet can be taken care of. And there is plenty here for everybody.
There is.
But it's going to look a lot different.
Homelessness. Are you picking up on homelessness? I feel like there's going to be well, and you talked about the women coming in and really being a factor this year. I feel like there's going to be a big, like somebody's going to come in and really donate a lot of money to help the homeless, and to help not only to house them, but to help their mental health and addiction issues. And that could very well be a woman coming in to donate money, and then creating little houses and communities for them to have shelter.
Yeah, it's we're going to have the haves and the have-nots, and it's going to be a cycle, and it won't be a long cycle, but it's going to be the people that don't have anything, that are homeless or houseless rather, and hungry, and the kids, and then the billionaires that have that heart of gold, right? Because there are some that do, and they're going to come in, and what'll be interesting is a few of them that weren't so giving, like they give here and they give there, but usually it was a tax write-off.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to kind of get in that groove of grace, and a few of them are going to get, and Elon might be one of them, but they're going to get a taste of the pleasure that everybody adores them for doing something, and the gratitude that they get, and they're going to kind of get hooked on it, because a lot of them are hooked on greed right now.
So bad.
Yeah, and it's going to kind of flip it. But I don't think I answered your question. Sorry.
I don't even remember what my question was.
but yeah, the women will help. The women will help.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's going to be a big thing this winter. Something's going to happen that everybody's going to say, no, not on my watch. And I know what else. I'm seeing Mackenzie Scott Bezos, and I'm seeing our good friend Taylor Swift, and others like them, even the Kardashians, coming in and putting the star power behind it. And it's going to be like a FIBA that runs through.
And I just got validation that that is going to happen, that they're going to step into their power and actually show them the men, that the millionaire billionaire men that, you know, this is the way it's done.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to be too happy about it, but they're going to make a statement on this is what needs to be done here in America.
Yeah. And it feels like we were talking about somebody going in the back way
Yeah.
or doing stuff. I feel like they're going to get exposed by somebody coming in the back way and kind of try to change their thing.
I agree 100%. There is going to be a lot of corruption, greed, anything done within the 3D that will be brought to light this year. A lot of truth coming out, and it's gonna give us that sense of like we got this, we got this, that things are getting better, that, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel, kind of, so to say. And I don't, do you see, I see like Facebook, like the younger people, just Facebook really kind of taking a hit this year, that younger people just don't want to be associated with it. And social media in general, I just feel like people and the younger people are going to take a step back from it this year.
I agree that the age of the influencer is going to change. The influencer is not going to be, necessarily somebody that goes to Hermès every day and buys a new Birkin, or wearing, Cartier and Tiffany jewelry. And what kids have kind of been shown, because they already know, because they can't afford it, and they can't even buy a house. Mm-hmm. It's hard to buy a car. And they're looking at the constructs of society much differently than we are, because a lot of them are hybrid children, and as we are. And we kind of wised up to that because the light changed. Mm-hmm. And then, and now they were born with it. And they're like, yeah, we don't want that stuff, man.
Yep. Yeah. And I love it. I love it that we're beginning to step away from the materialistic things that we once thought we needed to be happy, that people are realizing that it's just, that isn't what brings us happiness. And I really feel like our ways of watching, like the media, I get is going to take a really hard hit this year, that people are just going to step away, and that they're going to start creating more drama, per se, in shock and awe factor, to try to, reel people in to watch, but people aren't going to be buying it. And even like cable TV, I just feel like people aren't going to be just watching. It's going to be more like more meditations and more nature stuff, if they're tuning in, that people just really aren't going to be watching TV as much.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I feel like we're already seeing the change, like Hollywood's falling apart. Mm-hmm. People are going to different cities, and it's small communities. It's like KC has a bunch of people here that do it. Austin has a bunch of people. So it's getting Vancouver. It's Toronto. It's all around the world. And Bollywood, of course. But so it's really, really changing, and we're already seeing like Next Level Soul TV. So I have a membership to that, and it's like that's amazing. The Shift Network, Gaia, but it's going to be different, and the kids aren't going to be watching it like it is now. Mm-hmm. So they're different. Yeah, they're what they want is different, and they want experiences too. They don't want to just like, I'm perfectly happy to go to bed, turn on YouTube, or or whatever, Apple or Next Level Soul.
I do feel like YouTube will explode in a good way.
Going crazy, you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube will, and it's going to be the mindfulness, what we call the mindfulness movement, which is really an oxymoron. If your mind was full, you wouldn't be able to meditate. But be that as it may, the mind, body, spirit movement is where the money's at. So you guys that are readers, you guys that are interested in it already, you're at the cusp of it. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
And a shout out. We have 104 people on right now.
Wow.
So a shout out to everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And we are at 45 minutes. We did say that we would take a few questions, and I have a few people starred. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Yeah. You're going to see things happen and like, what you were talking about maybe a hack going on worldwide with the internet, and just know you're going to be fine. You never have to worry is the one thing that my guides always tell me. They've shown me my death and they said, see, we told you. You never had to worry. But it's going to be okay. Like, you're going to see stuff happen. And I think we started this out by saying, some of us might be feeling ill, or we might be feeling rotten, or we might have stubbed our toe, or have something going on health-wise. It's kind of time to sit back and watch, and watch with compassion and love. And we're also going to be using our voices a lot more afterwards. So
yeah, yep, I agree 100%, Teri. So we have Stefan. Are you still here? We have Stefan, Michelle, and Barbara, and that will probably take us to the top of the hour. And then Teri and I are going to pull a card for everybody, for the collective, and we will be back next Friday too. So Stefan, if you are here, please let us know.
Michelle's here.
Michelle we will go on to Michelle.
Okay.
I would love a reading for 2026 if time. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for hanging out with us.
Michelle, they're showing me like a little pyramid. So it's like the temple within is what they're talking about. And they're also talking about your throat chakra. So, sometimes, I don't know if you've had something. Oh, Stefan's here too. I don't know if you've had something with your throat going on, or this might be the way that you talk to yourself, or, not being able to speak your truth in a situation. And it feels like it's a certain situation, and it might have to do with family. So, and there's a lot of throat chakra stuff going on right now. Most of us just saw our families. But you've got this big, huge vision coming in, young lady. And that's you. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a bee on her third eye, and she is buzzing. So, you know what you want, and you know what to say, and stand in your power, because you've got that pyramid, and that pyramid brings in light through the top, and that's a healing place as well. So lots of healing coming in for you, being able to use your voice this year. And your grandpa used to be a beekeeper. Then it's your grandpa coming in with you too, to help. Yeah, definitely, Michelle. So
I love that. And Michelle, I agree with Teri. Really, your voice matters, and so don't hold back. A person can come from a place of love and still say what they need to say. And the first card I got was review your responsibilities. And I know there's a lot that you have on your shoulders. And what I'm getting for this year is really take a look at it. And they're saying not all responsibilities are yours to hold. And I think it's kind of a good reminder for all of us that, sometimes we do take on too much and we feel like we need to help the world. And you are so kind and so giving, and you help others. But for this year, I would really just take a stance and maybe better boundaries and just not overgive, not overgive,
Yeah.
because they really want you to take care of your needs, the needs of Michelle. But then they want you to know that you inspire others and that you help others and you empower them. And I really feel like your gifts are going to really, really excel for 2026. Your intuition is going to really, really increase. And so really pay attention to those hits that you get, especially in meditation and while being quiet. I really, really listen to those.
When she goes inside, she's like, thank you both. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Steven says is it Stephen? He says it's pronounced Stephen, if that matters, like Mike and Ike. So then I think Steven or Stephen. It's okay.
But Stephen. Okay. Oh, because I said Stefan. So it's,
I did too.
Stephen.
Yeah, it looked like
Thank you. Thank you for I really appreciate that, because sometimes a person just doesn't know, and I don't want to be mispronouncing anybody's name. So
yeah.
Thank you. And you are next.
Stephen, they're looking for a girlfriend that won't kill me or him. Please have a reading. So before you even said that, before I read that, I saw that you're on this trajectory and there are 3 roads that it will take you. So you've got the middle road, you've got one on this side and one on that side. So you're going to have 3 choices coming up. You can continue the way you're going. You can turn to the left or turn to the right. So I think you're going to have an opportunity for several people. You want to go ahead and then I'll pull a card while you read if you're ready. But
I'm just pulling. I pulled out my romance deck.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull. I'm going to pull a couple cards from there and one just came flying out and see what we got for you on the romance part of it. Like, I do get that it's really important when looking for that perfect mate. And is there a perfect mate? No, there's not. But looking for that one that aligns with somebody that you could spend time with, it's really important to make sure that they come without the drama. And so just to have that as a red flag, that if they're bringing a lot of drama to the table, just know that it's probably not the right match. And then I pulled community. And so, being in this community here, being in the community where you live in, and it could be an online community as far as a dating service, that, putting yourself out there and letting yourself be seen. And then I got to trust. The situation calling for you is to have faith. And so, if you are at times feeling like, oh, I'm not going to find the right person, just know it's all about divine timing. And to really trust that this person is going to come in right probably when you least expect it is what I get. And so, put yourself out there, but also remember that we really have to love hard on ourselves in order for others to love us back.
Yeah, so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be the person you want to attract.
Yes.
You might. So this is the first card, and this was my pop out, and this is about studying, and there's a rainbow over there too. So this might be some. Are you in school, Stephen, or are you teacher? So it feels like you're going to meet them perhaps through a study group. I also pulled the card harmony, so it might be you meet them in the music scene. But yeah, I do see you meeting someone. And again, and then I pulled another angel card, and there's 3 angels here. So something, oh, you've been isolated with thought and video games my whole life. Yeah. Or thought. Yeah. Yeah. So these, I think you're going to start getting out there. So you might take a course and get out there, whether it's yoga. You could go to yoga. Lots of interesting people at yoga studios. Anyway, but there'll be 3 people, and so you might get introduced through a friend. And you guys, these 3s and 4s. I don't know about you, Kelly, but 3s and 4s. Something happening in 3 to 4 months.
Yes.
And that big 3s and 4s are really big. So March and April.
March and April. I was just going to say March and April. I'm feeling it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Debbie says, if you have any hobbies, join a group for you that may lead to meeting someone, or someone might introduce you to somebody. I love that.
Yeah. And they've got all sorts of game centers that you can go to where people are gaming and doing Dungeons and Dragons and all sorts of different things that are kind of fun and, interesting. Oh, you mostly am trying to keep meditating, less screaming away from my mom dying and not wanting to be an ex NPC of Isis again based on her story in this incarnation.
Well, first of all, we're glad you're meditating, because that is a great place to be in, especially if there's a lot of, if you're dealing with your mom and her declining health, meditation is great. And so, I'm betting that you're aware that Teri and Annie have a morning meditation Monday through Friday, and so hopefully you're a part of that in the morning. And that community is absolutely beautiful. But really, and I will always tell people that if you really want to meet somebody, you really have to be willing to put yourself out there. And sometimes that, it's a vulnerability, right? And sometimes that's really hard to be vulnerable, but in order to meet somebody, it does take putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. And it's not like you have to go in hard. You can take baby steps and just go in, at your own pace.
Yeah, Stephen, there's a lot going on for you right now. This might be a time for you to sit back a bit, but I'm glad that you're here in the community, because I'll tell you what, this is such a supportive community. So you sharing this and honoring us with that, we really appreciate it. And I'll just tell you that the people here are amazing for taking care of their own. It makes me teary. Everybody's so kind-hearted. Yeah. And your time is coming. This might be a time for reflection and everything that you're going through. But it could also be a time if there is a yoga studio or a gym, a Y or something by you. I feel you're going to meet people. Yeah.
And I just heard, this too shall pass.
Yeah, I did too. And I heard, to everything there is a season as well. Yeah. Oh, Andrea, thank you for thinking of that. Yeah. No, we're just going to do one more person and then do a card for the group, and then we're done.
Yeah. And we'll be here. We'll be back next Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Come early next Friday.
Yes. Yes, please. And Barbara.
Hello, beautiful Barbara.
Yes.
Barbara, you are shining, girlfriend. Oh my gosh. You have all this energy that is just glowing. You have a couple of new guides, and I think you already know about them. One comes in on your left side and they stand right behind you, and you probably are feeling, was there something going on with your left shoulder, or do you just feel them on your left shoulder? But and I'm going like this, I'm doing the shimmy on the
Yeah.
left side. But it feels like they're really supporting you, Barbara. And then you've got one directly behind you. And they're working on your crown chakra, or probably just giving you downloads. And then there's a female too that's an ancestor that's on your right. She comes in. It feels like something happened to her heart when she was in this lifetime, in her throat. So maybe she couldn't speak her piece. But she's fine now, and she's here guiding you. So she's also saying that, oh my God, she's so proud of you. It's like you've grown, and she's just showing me that you've grown, your light body and your energy, not just like a foot, but like, a skyscraper. So, so she's just so stinking proud. So she's really beaming. And she goes, that's my girl. That's my girl. So yeah, lots of love. Ooh.
Oh, I love that. Barbara, I get that there could be somebody from the past coming in that might be reaching out, and it could be like literally that they text you or call you or want to get together, or it could be that something from the past kind of creeps up in your mind, and it's just something that you need to let go of. But it really feels like it's somebody physically in physical form coming in from the past, and the reason that they were in the past was for a reason, is what I'm getting. And so I get that when they come back in, it might be like, oh my gosh, but and it might be good because this is for entertainment purposes only. However, I do get that you may need to put up better boundaries if you decide to have a relationship with them. And I also get that just really to take it easy on yourself. And I pulled a card and I got, spend time in nature, let the beauty of nature refresh your soul.
Oh, pretty.
And the reason I said boundary is because I pulled boundary, and the last card I got was acceptance. And so this is a good one, for all of us, but to really love and accept ourselves, that we're all perfect in every possible way.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps. And Teri and I we're gonna pull a card for the collective.
Can we just answer Paul?
Oh yeah. I'm not.
He's just being silly, and he's asking about his nephew Liam that lives with him, and who has a football game tonight. He's in high school, and Liam's a doll. If he's going to win his game, and they're telling me he already won his game. He's with you, Paul.
I love that.
Yeah, he already won. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a yes too. Yeah. So, yeah, but I do feel like the numbers are in his favor as well, but he already won.
He
says, thank you. He's going nuts.
I love it. And thank you for catching that, because I was in the
middle of a reading when he brought that in.
So thank you. Thank you for catching that. Okay. Some cards for the collective.
The whole group has new beings coming in, and they're coming in through the back of your, like your medulla. What else is back there that starts with a P? in the back of your skull. Your oh golly, I can't think of it. I always forget the name of it. You guys always remember. Anyway, activation. It's like activation times 1,000 coming in for people. Oh, we get this again, self-acceptance. So, and when that comes in, it's like really taking care of yourselves. Lots of self-care, because it's real pineal. Yes, the pineal gland. Thank you, Stephen. And the pituitary, both, right. And it's activating everything, and the vagal nerve as well. So it's like, yeah, things are just getting activated like crazy. So really taking care of yourself while you're going through this. You're already following your light. So you're on your path. So don't worry about that. And then again, retreat. So lots of self-care, lots of body care for everybody right now. Take a time out, do a cleanse of, for a day or something, of media, or for a half hour, whatever works for you.
Any little bit, right, Teri, makes a huge difference. I mean, if it's just putting your phone in a drawer or putting it on silent and just being still and being quiet and just really being present with yourself and your body, I think is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I got exploring unity and consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all, which I think is consciousness this year is expanding for all of us. And so this is huge. And then I got discovering happiness. And I think this is really a good one too. Not only really being happy on purpose and finding our happiness and that inner joy, and really making it a habit no matter what's going on in our life. And sometimes it can be really hard. But not only do I get this, but I really feel like just really making peace a priority too, where if situations and people are disrupting our peace, to really take a step back. And so anyway, this one says, discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly the way I am. And that was the acceptance card that Barbara yes. kind of had.
Yeah. And I had that too. And this one, self-acceptance.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's a double whammy, guys, that we really have to love on ourselves more. And expanding inner power. I am the most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. And that was for Michelle had gotten to use her voice for 2026. And then last one, I got practice freedom. And we are in the year of the horse. And so there is going to be, things are going to move fast. We're going to be finding and owning our freedoms. And it says, release the weight of any judgment. And so a good reminder for all of us, if there's any judgment, that self-judgment, judgment of others, to let it go and just shower yourself and others in love. Well, Teri, I thank you so very, very much. And I thank everybody for joining us. I mean, my gosh, we had just amazing people. We love you all so very much. And thanks for hanging out with us. And Happy New Year to you, Teri.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you and yours too. And everybody and your families and your loved ones.
Yes.
And your babies, your little fur babies and real
yes.
babies.
Yep.
Babies. Yeah.
And Happy New Year to everybody in this community. And we couldn't be here without you guys. So we thank you guys, and we wish all of you a Happy New Year, and come back next Friday at 10, and we are going to do some different predictions, more fun and lighthearted ones for next week.
Yeah.
With that, I love everybody. Teri, take care, and everybody have a fabulous weekend. Love hard on yourself and others.
Amen.